That is so funny.
Remember that episode always pissed me off because the secret formula, you bastard.
That was the training episode, right?
Yeah.
The acronym is POOP.
People
eat our patties. Or no.
Order.
order
yeah, there
our
it is.
patties.
P-op.
P-O-P.
People eat our patties.
I don't know how to spell, all right?
That
Kinda
much is
retarded.
quite
I was
clear.
just about to say that.
Let me honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Oh shit. I don't need it.
So just like old times,
I don't
gents.
need it. I don't need it.
I just
The
woke
OG
up from a
crew.
nap. I don't
The
need
The
it.
OG crew.
I need it.
So, does anybody have anything tonight?
You should probably think of something.
Because I was
Probably
trying
should.
I have
turn
a
my
story
phone on silent.
about ordering fish, and we'll see how it turns out tomorrow.
to. Okay.
Because I did end up ordering those fish. I found a cheaper way to do it. So
I looked in your fish tank to see if you had anything in there.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
supposed to come today. You guys were supposed to see my fish today.
Now I feel upset.
The fact that
They're
they're
not-
supposed to come today, though, is kind of scary.
Yeah. So
Because they're
I've
being
come
shipped.
today.
yeah, we'll get into that. in
Is
the
this
episode.
via the black market?
No.
Okay, good.
I bought a fish, an unregistered firearm, and a kidney.
Kidney.
And 3 Russian slaves.
Russian slaves.
They have shock collars. They will kill who I tell them to, as long as I give the command in Russian.
What is the command?
I don't know. I have to learn some
Shit.
Russian.
We could always talk about Killdozer.
It's like that episode of iCarly where he gets the lamp that I can't remember which language it is, but
It's Korean or something like
yeah,
that.
it's supposed to, you're supposed to say lamp to turn it on. They can't get it to turn on, so they have to say rampu, and then it turns
Rampu.
on. I will never forget that. Rampu.
And they gotta say angrily, rumpu.
Yeah, it wouldn't understand it if it wasn't mad.
Like you couldn't just go rumpu. You had to go rumpu.
I forgot all about a lot of good things from that show.
That's one of the ones I don't know why I will remember distinctly.
I remembered every single time someone
Pretty
mentions
much-
a lamp that you had to say lamp to turn on.
Pretty much anything that's not gimme or
Yeah.
wipe that face off your face.
Yeah,
It's
it's just my face.
Double detention.
I always thought it was funny the fact that every time Spencer would build something, it would spontaneously combust. And like
Catch on
so,
Build
fire.
a drum set, spontaneously combust. There's nothing electrical.
yeah, like it'd be something that just wouldn't make any sense.
When you had that giant metal cube and that he was just literally smashing with a sledgehammer and then painting and then smashing with a sledgehammer, goes to talk to Carly and her friends, turns around, it's on fire.
You know, I think about that show a lot differently since lead producer turned out to be a
Foot
Creep.
fetish and a pervert.
Yeah.
yeah,
What's his name? I don't remember.
something Schneider or something like that.
Dan Snyder.
No.
No, that's the owner of the Washington Commanders.
Okay,
Yes.
don't know why that name came up in my head.
No, it is something Snyder, though.
It's like I can't remember what
It
his
might be
name is.
another Dan Snyder, honestly.
Maybe there are 2 Dan Schneiders.
Probably.
Well, actually, this is Schneider. I think.
Oh, and Brady,
No.
it's your week, by the way.
Oh, I forgot. We didn't even really start, did we?
No,
No, we're just kind of.
chit chatting. If you want, we can keep it in and just do the intro later. Start with a bump it up, bump.
I mean, we could.
I don't give a shit.
It is what it is. It do be what it do be.
Or we can just pause and let Brady do the intro. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Aaron, you
Everybody
ready?
Sure.
Brady, Brennan, you ready?
With the wrong name. Nice.
Brady, you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Alex, you
Yes.
ready?
Are you double sure?
That's not the thing I was expecting you to say next. I was
Alex, you
expecting
didn't ask
are you
yourself if
positive?
you're ready.
I don't know. Give me a minute.
Really?
Just start without him.
It's okay. Take your time.
We'll just take his mic away again.
Oh, no. Not
Uh,
this again.
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Borderline Hooligans podcast. To the left of me, we have Brennan.
Ahoy, ahoy.
To his left, we have Aaron.
Hoorah.
To my right, we have Alex.
Ooga booga.
And I'm Brady. Welcome to the podcast. Woo!
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, you've been sick all fucking weekend.
Yeah, it was bad.
Haven't seen you for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's just Not change the subject, but we need a placeholder in this
Oh
chair over here.
yeah, Sav's not here this week, so
Yeah, she's
we
in
have
jail.
Baron.
We have to
She's in
break out
jail.
the Baron.
What'd Sav get arrested for this time?
She choked out an 8th grader.
Understandable. He
Very.
probably said something nice.
Probably.
Because you know Sav, if you say something nice, she just gets mad.
I've heard she's got some real pistols.
Yeah, I can imagine she does.
She fucking hits hard, dude. Don't piss her off.
Yeah, I don't think she'll hit us though.
She
You're
was pretty
basically
close
her
to you.
property at this point,
He
so
was pretty close to beating the shit out of you that one day at the bar.
Hippity hoppity, you're not
The-
my property.
It's confirmed that we've heard Av beats Aaron.
yep. It's not just men that beat women, people.
That's true. Rip Baron.
She also raped me.
Let's avoid that one.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
For all legal reasons, that is a joke.
Well, we're off to a great start.
Yeah, we are. Just like every episode, it
Like
turns into a
domestic
shit
violence.
show as soon as we open our mouths.
Hey, I didn't do it. Sav did.
There you go. There you go.
Alrighty, so Brady, what do you have next to you?
A water.
The other thing.
And
Another
almost empty
water.
water.
The other thing.
I should finish that one. I didn't realize that was there until you asked me.
You
what was
leave
next
them
to me.
here every time and they sit there for 2 weeks or until I clean them up. So
Ooh,
Brady, what
solid.
is this?
This is a natural light natter days,
This is this
which
first
I
time?
still, for some reason, haven't had.
Really?
Oh shit, I gotta pull up the list.
It doesn't smell like when I popped the top, it smelled fruity, and then I tried to actually smell it. It does not smell fruity. Definitely not the worst. The taste went away really fast.
Is
He
it worth
says as the
a-
aftertaste it continues to build. Okay,
Is this one worthy of a second sip?
no.
Okay.
I don't think any of these will ever be worthy of a second sip.
Yeah. I don't think any of them
Looking at
have
my
been,
list to
right?
figure out what I thought of the. It's getting to the point where there's so many things on the list now.
Continue.
Definitely not as bad as Bush Apple.
Oh, how far down is Bush Apple? So under Spearniff.
I think it's between those two. Yeah.
Yeah. Poop. Saturdays.
He actually spelled it right. Holy shit.
Woo!
Hey, I'm not good at actual spelling, but give me some fucked up word that no one else knows how to spell, and I got you.
So Brady,
Spell
since
polypropylene.
polypropylene.
Opaline.
One of them words
Nice.
I always struggle to spell.
I'll take it.
So Brady, since you're struggling to remember how to accurately rank all these, does that mean you have to do a speed run?
Yeah,
Run
so
through
we
them
can
all?
re-rank them back to back.
Brady's gonna
Just-
be hammered.
Just remembered for me to test all these. That means you guys got to finish them all.
Yes.
That's fair.
You see how many things are on that list?
I did.
We can
think
get a
it's-
couple
it's
friends.
It's gonna be a fun ass Tuesday night, gentlemen.
I take a sip of each
Well,
one, and you guys
actually-
have to finish.
Actually, we could do that for the drunk episode.
So, what are you guys doing this Saturday? I was actually going to bring that up.
Saturday. I
I've
don't know
got a
what I'm
birthday
doing
party,
yet
so-
exactly.
I could possibly be moving in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, brother.
Well, then I guess the drunk
Maybe.
episode gets pushed back possibly another weekend.
It's looking more like next week sometime.
Okay.
One of these days.
Because my loan officer said he'd get back to me yesterday, and that bastard never did.
Mm,
And then
Yeah, if
what
he
about
doesn't-
your parole officer? When is he getting
I
back
would-
to you?
Me and him did a little quickie sesh, so we're even Steven now.
not to mention your fiance's in jail.
Yeah.
Fuck, now I gotta fuck her parole officer.
Hey, maybe you'll get lucky and it's the same guy.
That's fine, because I know how to make him come.
Oh no. Boy. Woo.
Dude has a foot fetish. Dude's a fucking freak.
You want some toe jam?
Hmm.
Help him along, maybe.
Something about drinking when you said the word toe jam just rubbed me the wrong way.
Last time I had a fucking natter day was our senior trip.
Is that empty?
I poured it into here.
Oh, jeez.
Do you
okay.
not see my fucking glass?
I didn't
cup?
even think about the glass. I just like, holy shit, that was fast. That's a tall
Brady,
boy.
it's okay.
It's all right, Brady. You'll never understand.
Brady, Colors World was easier for me too.
Wow. I see how it is.
Such a great podcast.
I think we should just like to confuse the audience a little.
We'll have a moment of silence.
Makes for a great podcast. Imagine someone listening to this in their earbuds and at those moments like, did my phone just pause? Is it playing? I always think that's funny.
You know,
Like that time that I think it was Nickelodeon decided to have like a 1 hour where
World
everybody
Yeah,
Wide
where it
Day
told you to
play.
play outside and then people just
change
changed
the
the channel.
to Disney Channel.
But it's like the fact that a corporation whose like their product is to show you something on the TV. Did they decide they just woke up one day and were like, "Hey, I don't want to make any money today."
Also, do you remember who was in office when that was happening?
I was gonna say, I think
Do you
there
remember
was-
who the first lady was and her whole mission in life?
Yeah.
That lady fucked up our goddamn lunch.
school
food.
lunch. Oh man.
Thanks, Obama.
Certain things you couldn't get extras of anymore.
No, like that's also stupid. If you ask me, you give the kids less food, they go home hungry, and what do?
Eat more.
Yeah.
If I want to be fat, you'll let me be fat, damn it.
I didn't think this through.
No, they don't. They're stupid.
She is the reason why kids are starving.
I will still
Yes.
admit though, you always watch the movies and like all the movies complain about school lunches being the worst thing ever. I will admit they were not that bad.
No, they were
There
good.
was still a lot of good
No.
meals.
There was a lot of good meals.
When we got into high school, I didn't hate a single meal that we had.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, I guess there was only a couple of them that was like meh, but there was none like I refuse to eat that.
Like the diced chicken in the elementary, where it was just the cream. Couldn't
Yeah.
stand it. But as soon
I
as we
actually
got
liked
to,
that.
as
so.
soon as we got to high school and they had an option for barbecue, loved that shit.
I like
yeah.
the cream. I didn't
like
like
the
the
cream better.
barbecue.
I like the barbecue.
I absolutely love the cream chicken.
Big
I
barbecue
also,
guy.
unpopular opinion, don't like barbecue.
Yes, we all know and we hate you for it. Don't worry.
I'm just now learning about this, and I'm gonna find out another way of how to kill Brady.
Oof.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Ooh.
The
Anyway,
one thing that was really cool for school for me, it probably happened probably 5 years at least, where my favorite meal, chicken fajitas, would be on my birthday. Just a weird coincidence happened like several years in a row.
hell of a streak.
And I was like, hell yes. Every time I'd look at the menu, like coming up next week, I'd see chicken fajitas on my birthday. I'd be like, fuck yes, another year.
How many times was school closed on your birthday?
I mean, besides being on a weekend, almost never.
Alex,
That would suck.
Alex, what about you?
Seeing as my birthday is in the middle of the summer, every time.
Okay, well, fuck you.
I never thought about that. That's fucked.
And then Brennan's would half-ass be on the last day of school sometimes.
Yeah, that happened a lot actually.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
There
a
was-
Sometimes it was like a day before or the day of, and then sometimes it just
little
happened
after.
to be like the day after. Just kind of fluctuated.
There was one time school closed on my birthday. You know, being the beginning of October, that shit doesn't happen very often. But I just remember it was super foggy that day. School closed, and then we still had football practice, and that still sucked ass.
Oh man,
It was hot as hell.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure it probably happened once, being that my birthday is in January, but I don't know. I can't think of like a specific moment where I was like, "Yep, I'll get off my birthday. How cool!" I can't think of a moment like that.
No, mine still sucked because of football practice.
I don't think they like. I realize it was for fog, but still, they canceled school. Just cancel it all.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
you
that's
know how
it
our
works.
school is about our football program.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job.
Yes, it is. It is voluntary mandatory weights.
The only time we didn't practice when we were supposed to practice is if it was storming outside. And that happened maybe 4 times in my whole high school career.
It's actually a lot more than what I thought it would be.
Same.
Well, you got to think.
I'm just surprised that you guys didn't practice at all instead of like just going in the gym or something like that. Is
That's
what
what we
I'm
did for
saying.
track. If
Yeah,
it-
that's what we
weather
did
was bad,
multiple times
Well,
for track and
so-
elementary school football.
Well, you also got to think. In the summer, volleyball had the gym.
They had both gyms.
What do you
They
mean?
wouldn't go to the elementary gym.
Why wouldn't they go to the elementary
Because
gym?
you know how small the elementary gym is.
It's
yeah,
smaller
it's
than you
excessively
remember.
small. I'm not
Well,
saying you're running plays, but you
what
can
about, like,
still
the,
like exercise. Maybe run.
Well, we'd just go lift weights if we're just going to exercise.
What about
Okay.
middle school volleyball? We would have that gym.
true. I didn't think about that, but
yeah.
typically the younger kids aren't out there for 2-a-days or anything like that, though either.
No, like
Yeah,
volleyball. They would be in that gym.
I didn't think about that.
I remember. I can't remember what happened was going on during high school, but I guess it wasn't high school, it'd be 8th grade year because we went to gym class in the high school. They something was going on in the gym in the high school, so we had to go back to the elementary. And playing kickball in the elementary gym after playing it in the high school gym, like a whole different ball game. Like,
Yeah.
it was like
It's teeny.
so easy. Like, yeah, hitting the back wall used to be a home run, and they ended up being like, all right, you got to hit the like above the line on the back wall, which was still easy.
And
It
if
was
you
sweet.
kick the fucking basketball hoop, you're SOL because that shit wasn't a home run.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now, was I the only one here to take PE in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I did.
Did you?
Did you?
Actually, no.
You had golf.
You had
Yeah,
golf.
I would've
If you,
had-
because I thought I was the only one here that took it.
What was it like?
It was basically a second study hall.
Yeah, I remember you guys
Right.
didn't have to do much.
No, we
But-
didn't have to do shit.
How long did you have? Like, was it a half credit, a full credit? Or?
It was a half credit that you could take each year, and then you needed a full credit to.
You could do 2 years.
You had to do 2 years of it.
I
But-
kind of wish I would have done it just to, like, I was running out of classes to take my senior year that weren't bad. I should
Well,
have just taken it early
It was
on. And
it was basically a second study hall with our gym teacher, or the same gym teacher that we've
Yeah.
had throughout elementary school, and then every once in a while you just have to go do random odds and end chores with her every once in a while, like go clean up the baseball field and do this and do that. It's,
I want to say DW had a first period study hall, and he was the gym teacher's teacher aide.
oh, jeez.
So he just played fucking whatever with the kids.
that doesn't
he would,
surprise
He would
me
just
out of
kick
him.
the living shit out of them in whatever sport they were playing.
The elementary school's gym teacher or the
High schools.
high school and middle school?
It'd be like the
Okay.
8th graders.
Yeah.
He talks so much shit to these 8th graders.
well, now he's a teacher, so, you know.
That's true.
And I'm sure he doesn't do anything hardly different other than probably less cuss words.
Says part of it, he was telling me about it the other day.
Thanks
But, like,
for
it's a
that, by
weird
the
thing.
way.
He teaches, what?
He said his name.
Did I?
Yes.
He teaches 6th graders, and so, like, especially because of TikTok nowadays, they know some of, like, the memes and stuff that he does, since there's not an amazingly huge age gap, since he's like a newer teacher.
Well, there's also too the fact that a lot of the memes that we had in high school and elementary school are starting to revive. They're
Yeah.
coming back.
But apparently the other day, one of his students out at out at recess wanted him to hit the gritty, and he was like, "No, not grittying, definitely not doing that." And apparently, he must have made a deal with one of the girl students that if she got an A on her next test, then he would gritty. And he's grading it, and he gets to her test, and he was like, "Son of a bitch, she got an A!" Like, damn it. So then he comes out to recess the next day, and there was just a pile of students waiting to watch him gritty. Oh man!
Nice.
And then like half of them are just like, he's wittily gwittying right now. Like,
That sounds about right for. Ah, damn it.
The teacher is wittily hitting the gwitty at recess.
he says it's really hard not to laugh at some of the stuff they say too, because he's trying to be professional. But like he likes some of the jokes that they use as well.
Yeah, that sounds like him. So, as these guys know, but I guess the listeners don't know, I got a fish tank recently, and over the weekend I was debating on whether or not to order my fish or go and find them. And see if I can hunt them down and go
You just got
ship
a pet bass.
I don't have a big enough tank for a pet bass.
Oh, come on.
Sea bass. Mutated. Sea bass.
Ill-tempered.
Very. Anyways,
Does it have freaking laser beams on its head?
it's up to you. You're the owner.
What if sharks with freaking laser beams on top of their heads?
So I ordered them on Sunday. I found a way to like get a bundle together to get them cheaper for shipping wise, because when you ship live fish, you overnight them, and it's priority. And so I was supposed to get them today because they shipped them yesterday. They got stuck in Kentucky. They're
Ooh.
still in Kentucky,
Oh,
and they were supposed to be here by noon today, and it is now what, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I am deeply concerned that I'm going to be getting dead fish in the mail tomorrow.
So when's the funeral?
Tomorrow, if they're
Tomorrow.
dead.
Tomorrow around 3.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna guess if they show up and they're dead, you can get a refund, right?
Yeah, I can get replacement.
So you better.
Yeah, they guarantee live fish, and then they also guarantee they'll survive 30 days inside your tank as long as you're doing everything right, sort of thing. Like you're checking your water for ammonia and blah blah blah, whatever. And it's
Did
not.
you get a warranty on your fish? You better get the fish warranty.
You talk about the one from the summer fair, or
I'm just fucking with you. I just
No,
fish
this is only
warranty.
because they're shipping, and everybody who ships fish
Mhm.
guarantees this because it's always a risk in it.
I only buy my fish from wish.com. So
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Fish.com.
fish.com.
Fish.com. What a hell of a way to buy fish.
Yeah, can you imagine that? As bad as Wish.com is, Fish.com.
We should start a website.
I would guess fish.com is taken by now, but
I guarantee it is.
We'd
If not by some legitimate operation, it's probably some sort of Bubba Gump sort of thing.
Fish.com, people.
Hey!
It's for sale.
somebody does own it then.
make an offer $5,
It's like that
62 cents.
1 cent.
1 cent.
Oh, it doesn't
Oh,
meet
what's
the
the
minimum.
minimum?
Sorry.
What's the minimum?
It doesn't necessarily say. There's a lot of traffic on that domain already.
Well, yeah. Who doesn't go to fish.com?
But for no website that
Whoa,
doesn't
whoa,
exist.
scroll down. 25,000 for
That's-
allpets.com.
yeah. Look, make offer. What's the minimum offer?
It's like that time that Cletus McFarlane I watched on YouTube. He bought baldeagle.com. If you type in baldeagle.com, it brings it to his website. He wouldn't say how much it cost him, but he bought baldeagle.com.
We're gonna slowly find out what the fucking minimum offer is.
Yes.
Am
What
I-
happens when it accepts it?
So,
Well, I don't have a credit card in or anything.
what are we going to put on this website?
Fish.
We're going to sell fish.
We're gonna-
but from China.
No, we're gonna show video of Alex's cat watching fish.
Yes. It's going to be a live
There's
feed.
no way 10,000 isn't enough to buy fish.com.
Hey, that was something else I thought about. Like with your fish tank, you got something on top to like.
Yeah, I got a lid.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can look
I
at it
didn't look at it very
afterwards.
closely.
I did. I made sure there
There's
was.
no
is-
way.
what is the minimum-
100,000 is not enough to buy
You need like a dollar sign or something.
fish.com.
You know, like
It's set by the sellers, so I don't know what the
Go to a million. I'm going to. The green, it changed.
your million $1 million. All right.
But the
What?
ownership. Oh, wait, now you got to work your way down. You got 500,000? Is that 5 million or 500,000?
That's 500,000.
It actually turns green whenever it whenever you've got enough. So like it didn't turn green. The next thing didn't turn green.
Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3.
100,000.
So 200,000 is not enough.
Try 250.
No. Damn, they want a lot for fish.com.
Go ahead, rip us off.
300,000 is what it fucking takes.
275,000.
So if you guys have like 300 grand laying around, you can buy fish.com.
We actually found out that 300,000 is the minimum.
Minimum. That is the minimum.
Can we do monthly payments on this?
We need to get one of them like prepaid debit card things and put like $1 on it and then put that in and see what happens.
Let's see what other websites are for sale.
Dog.com.
Price low to high.
What if we buy fish.org?
Ooh,
It's a little cheaper that way.
fish.ca.
Best pet med sites.
Dogshose.net.
Oh,
It is the
Dogshose.net.
What the hell?
$2,000. Come on, we can get $2,000 together.
Is it dog's hose or dog shoes?
I'm saying
Dog's hose.
I'm saying it's
Dog's
Dog's Hose.
It's Dog's Hose for sure.
What is featured on this website?
SeniorDogs.net.
It's literally nothing.
Find
See,
out for
I don't-
2,000.
Yeah. Fish.com is not worth $300,000.
I know
There's a reason why it's still for sale.
exactly.
Somebody
GoDaddy
bought
is
that
just-
shit up early on and is just trying to find somebody who needs it.
Fish.org.
Fish.org. This looks like a lot cheaper website.
Yeah, I don't think they spent
Oh,
$300,000 on
it's
fish.org.
changing.
Oh,
I don't think this is a safe
I was
website.
gonna say it says not secure in the top
let's
left.
say it's not secure. Fish.net is registered for somebody.
Well,
Or how do we apply to buy it?
I want fish.net.
$1 your first year. We could buy a website for $1. Goddamn. Oh, it's already taken.
Let's take it.
The fish.info. The fish.info.
This one's a lot cheaper.
Fish.info.
Fishfarm.com. Hold dibs.
Fishfilms.com.
Fish films.
That one sounds wrong.
That's just fish porn.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Wait.
Fish Hub.
Fish cat.
Oh, if we're
Dogfish
gonna,
Cat.
if it's just gonna be
Not
repeated.
secure.
Oh, it exists. Oh,
ASPCA monthly donation. Is that what that said?
Inquire now.
Listed for sale.
It's for sale.
I love how so many of these domains are for sale.
Offer them 300,000. See if they take it.
No.
pick it or leave it.
Fishcat.com might be worth 300,000.
I would have never thought that. I'd have thought maybe like a couple thousand maximum,
But 300,000,
300,000.
it is not worth 300,000.
Also, why don't they put the minimum bid on there if there is a minimum bid?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like they want you to guess,
So you guess high.
so you guess high.
We're like, well, the only number we can get to work is 500,000, so let's go with that. Nobody's gonna like play a game of high low and
Without like how we did it.
yeah, figure out what it actually is.
Yeah,
Just
they're
think,
not
we-
autistic.
Just think, we started at $1, and that
Actually,
took
we
us a
started at-
minute.
1 cent.
I started at 1 cent.
1 cent to $1 to 5 to 10 to 20 to 100 to 1,000 to 10,000, 100,000.
Now, if it was
To
at
mill.
$5, would you
1
actually have bought it?
Yes.
I believe
I
that.
would buy it in a heartbeat. $5 for that website. I would buy that website for $5.
Fucking fish.com, hell yeah.
Fish.com.
I'd buy that website for $5. And I would do that. I would just make a video of Rin watching fish and have it go on a loop, and that's the entire website.
It's like the bald eagle came at some zoo.
I remember doing
But-
that as a kid. We watched
But
the
it's not a live
elephants.
cam. It's literally the exact same video. Just
But you
in
need
a
to
loop.
make like a super long video so they don't notice the loop.
Yes. The super long video of Rin sitting there staring at the fish with lo-fi music in the background.
Doesn't she eat?
You ever seen the website? I found it from the website that brings you to random websites. But there's the one like ismyinternetworking.com or something, and it's just a white page and it says yes because your internet has to be working to get to the website.
Damn it.
Unless the website's hosted on your computer.
Ooh.
Oh, have you also ever looked? I think it's called the Human Clock. You ever looked at that website?
No.
So it,
Look her up.
I'll look
I
her
believe
up.
it's called the Human Clock. Look it up. But if
Human
you-
cock.
No,
That's what he said.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite kind of cock.
but you'll see what it is if it works. Hopefully that's what I thought it was.
Humanclock.com.
So, what's the time right now?
809.
Somewhere in that picture, 809 is on there.
I need to upgrade my account
Really?
in order to zoom in on the picture.
Does it automatically refresh, or do we have to do that ourselves?
I don't think it automatically. That shows. Click on one of them pictures.
Hold
like
on, I got
any of them
this.
pictures.
Up one's 809.
That's 2009.
Click on any of them pictures to the right side. I don't know why it keeps coming up with 2009.
809 is probably down here. No.
But what it does is it finds a picture somewhere on the internet that has 809 in it. You see all them pictures to the right where they just happen to have 809?
I think it thinks
I
it's.
swear it's fucking up 2009 here.
Oh, now it's 2010. It's just probably.
Oh, military time.
Yeah, it's military time.
Oh my.
810.
810. It finds a picture online that has.
810.
That's a horrible hand.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to be on this website.
I think some people do that on purpose. I didn't think about military time doing that.
I didn't either at first. That makes sense. So what if I change the time on this computer?
It'll change it to, yeah. I don't know if you. I thought there was a place you could type it in, but maybe not.
No, it doesn't look like it, but that's kind of cool, but same time.
Do you remember that website, though, that would bring you to random.
Yeah.
And then there's also one that brings you to an interesting product.
Interesting product.
It just brings you to a random interesting product you can buy.
Oh,
They're all weird. Have you ever played around with the random website?
I have not.
We did this in Tech Tools for a while. The useless web, there it is. Brings you to a useless website.
Wow. Wow.
This goes on
Wow.
forever. There's one of a horse that does this. Oh, you have collected. It tells you how many wows you've collected.
Yeah, I'm
in the
going to
top
collect
left.
them all.
Are you kidding me?
Your
Collect
dog
the
is.
print.
Well, wait,
Collect
your
the
dog is.
print.
Wait. Hold on, scroll down a little more. It says your dog is long, much wow long. It got longer because it did just say much wow long.
Wait, does it get even longer?
Like this. The click to print's scary though, because you imagine going like in the school Wi-Fi.
Ancient toys.
Paint toys, oil paints, one line. Paint with text.
Click on one of them. Whoa. What is it saying?
There was a table set out. I can't
Under a
read that.
tree in front of the house. In the March fair and the
I wonder if this is like
Hatter
from a
were-
book.
I can't read it after that. It gets too small. That's weird.
Could you imagine you have like a business website and you're dicking around with this and your website pops up on this website?
What are you trying to click, or what are you?
Don't false start.
It said click here to start the countdown. I wonder what we're counting down.
Well,
And
we're
it says
counting
don't false
up.
start.
Yeah, I know.
Check box Olympics. If you click some boxes.
Brent. Start countdown.
You're trying to click all them boxes. All them boxes in the row there. Underneath the
No,
start
like-
countdown.
Under the.
Go underneath the start countdown. What is this? What is this one on?
Click.
So you have to click that
Oh,
one.
you got to pick the. Oh, this is interesting.
All
The other
those
one
ones
was just
that are-
trying to get you to see how fast you could click from left to right. I'm not understanding why this one's the way it is.
Oh well.
Why are you the way that you are?
But I remember like screwing around on that for so long.
I can see why I was about to get autistic with it, but I had to close it.
I had never actually seen both of them websites that you opened up. So those
Well,
are
how long has it been since you used the useless web?
all been a while. The first time I did it though, it got to the point where I was just seeing repeats. Like I already
Yeah,
seen all
I
these.
remember doing it for so long that I think I counted like 20 different websites that it scrolled through, and that was it. And then it just repeated them after that.
I used to mess around on that a lot though.
Imagine getting rickrolled on that.
It
Oh
happens.
no.
It does happen.
These guys are fucking losers.
It's just a load of barnacles.
You know, you call us losers, but look who's hanging out with us.
That's so funny that you say that.
Oh no.
I remember It was 8th grade basketball. I didn't do basketball 8th grade year. Brandon was there. This is fucking hysterical.
Oh,
So we were playing against our rival school, and there was a lot of shit talk going on between the two schools. And the student section of that game was fucking phenomenal. We all made signs. DW made a "This is a
course
load
he
of
did.
barnacles" sign. That was fucking hilarious. Someone did the rival school watches the Weather Channel for fun.
yeah. There were
Just
there
a-
were a bunch of ones like that where like watch Weather Chip for fun. Wear jorts.
wear socks and sandals.
Just weird stuff like that. I do want to preface, I believe that the rival school, for some reason, they were being awful provocative on social media.
Yeah,
They had their own hashtag. It was like 7 or 8 letters long,
H&B FTS.
and it stood for something.
Hell no, bitch. Fuck that shit.
Really?
So somebody made a sign of that too,
Jesus.
and we were ruthless this whole time. It was like the day before Christmas break started or something like that. So we're all rowdy and we're like yelling
Don't care.
out our signs and whatnot. And then we did a halftime show. Like we walked out to center court and we like paraded around and showed off our signs. And well, to say the least, we won in like very thrilling fashion. Unless
Yes.
it came down to the wire. Maybe there was overtime involved. I can't remember exactly.
Hell yeah. Tense
But we
game and
won.
everything.
And well, we got rather a stern talking to the next day.
Very stern talking.
Oh, come on. You guys got into it.
They shut that shit down so fast.
That's
the
not
next
fair.
Day.
I think it was sometime in the morning. I believe it was before lunch.
We all got called down to the gym.
They didn't like any of the signs or what?
Every single
They
guy,
they didn't like any of the signs that we made.
they didn't like our chance.
They didn't like the chance. They didn't like our attitude, pretty much.
Every single guy in our grade got called down.
Even if you weren't at the game, you still got called down and got your
Jesus
ass ripped.
And the funny thing is, like, the girls played a very big role in it as well.
And none of them?
A lot of them made the signs.
Yes.
None of them got called
And
down?
none of them got yelled
That's
at.
bullshit.
That's only
It
because
is.
only the guys were like holding up signs and stuff.
That's sexist.
It was.
This world is systemically sexist. That's hard to say.
It's easy for you to say.
Meh.
Sexist.
Apparently, it's not easy for me to say.
But yeah, that was a time and a half.
I remember the first year that we had a new principal in the elementary.
Oh
God.
They got it was only for a couple games, but they randomly, like, we all just assumed that the rule of not having another football at
There
the
is no
football game,
football game on. There is no football game at the football game besides the football game on the football field.
we assumed that rule was just gone for some reason because the principal didn't say anything about it. So we all just played football around the football field, which I'm sure was a train wreck. And it was like one of the only games I had ever gone to. Never went to a whole lot of games, but it was a good time because we just ran around and screwed around and played football.
That was basically every single football game when you're in younger school.
But then after that, a couple games later is when they cracked down on it and you were barely even allowed to leave the stands.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to get up and walk around without an adult and all this other sort of shit.
Communism.
That's basically what he tried to make.
Apparently, they must be possibly getting a new principal.
Yes, I was actually going to bring that up. I'm pretty sure he's going somewhere else.
I think they're getting one next year. I think
Thanks,
this is
Buck.
last year.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't know how his actual principaling worked with the teachers and stuff like that, but he was way too strict. Way too
Did
strict.
you hear the story of how he fired the janitor?
No.
So the janitor, he always walked around with a dip in his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
all the time.
Is he not a janitor anymore?
No, he's still no. You gotta listen to
Okay.
the fucking story,
Scared me.
dipshit. But he's like, hey, do you got chew in your mouth? He's like, yeah. He's like, you can't have that. You're done. And he was like, okay. Went home. The high school principal called him. He's like, hey, where are you? He's like, I got fired. He's like, by who? He was like, new principal. He's like, for what? He's like, I had a chew in. He's like, get your ass back to work.
He was like, the fuck you did. You've been doing this for freaking, who
A
knows
long
how
time.
many years.
He always had a chew in.
He is retiring, though.
That's sad. I mean, for him, I'm sure it's not sad, but
He's
That
in
man-
his 60s now, so
Yeah.
That man brought so much like joy to all the students. Like he walked by and everybody had to give him a high five, and
it was funny because the older principal, the one before the current one, didn't like his chewing either. Eventually, she just put up with it. But like in the early stages, because mom used to work as a janitor there too, she got all the inside info. Whenever he was walking around during the day, he'd take it out, he'd put it on the boiler, walk around, come back, stick it back in. And then,
That sounds like him though too.
Oh, yeah.
oh man,
No, but he always did. I remember, I can't tell you how many times I remember like dumping my lunch and him spitting into that trash can before he picks it up and takes it away and puts a new bag in.
I also think it's funny. So, like the principal we had in the elementary school originally, we always thought she looked scary, but then she like wasn't really that mean or bad. And then we got the new principal, and everybody was like, "Yeah, he seems nice. He's good to go." And then he was an absolute dick.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, and we wanted her back.
Here's the thing. So it was the last week of school, and I had my iPod in my pocket,
Oh, jeez.
and my Clash of Clans notification went off. And the one day the health teacher wasn't there, he was like he had an appointment or something to go to, so the principal just filled in for a couple classes or whatever. Of course, the one time that my iPod goes off is in his class. He sends me down to the principal's office and sits there while I wait for him to get down there because it was the period right before lunch. And then he's interrogating me like I was getting text messages. I'm like, it's a iPod. I can't get text messages. It was literally a game notification that popped up. Like he was just on my ass that I was texting in class. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
No, I just remember as soon as he showed up, we had that assembly like the first week of school, his first year there, and he was going over all the rules that he's putting in place, like you can't have shorts that are shorter than the longest finger in your if you held them out your side.
I remember
no more
girls used to
skirts.
cry if they ever got caught with that.
Yeah. And there was like no more skirts, no more leggings, and all that sort of stuff that he was trying to implement. And this is stuff I remember because I remember everybody getting pissed, or at least all the girls getting pissed about it. I don't think
Because that left them with what, jeans?
Yeah, practically that.
Yep.
Or,
That's it.
or basketball shorts?
Yeah.
You mentioning the iPod thing, when I used to carry my iPod, I don't remember what year this was, but late elementary school. I don't know why, but when I first started carrying it, I carried it so it was screen out for some reason. Don't ask me why. It was just a random way I started carrying it. Nobody carries one like that. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's psychopath behavior.
But I was reading a
Very.
book in class, and I had my hands on my knees, like with my head down on my desk, and my elbow perfectly went in the home button and held it down. And on an iPod, they didn't have Siri. They had just called voice control. I don't know.
Back in
what-
the day,
Yeah,
the new iPods have Siri.
I had the iPod 4,
Yeah, same.
Um,
but the old ones had voice control. And
but
that was
I don't know what it heard. But my sounds were all turned off. It shouldn't have ever went off, but I guess voice control bypasses all that. It just goes, "I don't have any music," randomly in class. I was like, "What the fuck?" And we have a sub this time, and this sub was like not a nice one, and she was just like, "Somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing out there," and she's like trying to catch whoever's on their phone, and I wasn't doing anything wrong. Luckily, she never caught me or anything, but after that, I turned my phone inwards.
like a normal
God.
human being.
Indeed.
I don't know what made me think to carry it like that.
Because you're a psychopath. Like Aaron just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Sadness.
What a roller coaster of an episode.
Hey, you guys seen Cocaine Bear?
No, I want to.
I heard
though.
it got a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've heard that is in the realm of some sort of a guilty pleasure film.
Oh,
jeez.
yeah.
Like,
Like Sharknado?
it's supposed to be the perfect. Well, that's just stupid. That's an awful film. Awful.
This is at least based on a true story.
Not that I'm going to.
What do you mean?
You haven't heard the true story of Cocaine Bear?
No, I'm messing around with Sharknado not being a true story. I know Cocaine Bears are real.
What do you think happened at Hurricane Katrina that was so bad, Alex?
That's a hurricane. That's not a tornado.
We're gonna find her.
We're going to catch her.
Love that. Yeah, obviously a true story with a lot of creative liberties taken.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. But it's based off
Right.
I think it's a mafia plane that crashed in the was it the Rocky Mountains or the
It was somewhere
Appalachians?
out west.
Then it was the Rocky,
Rocky
Mountains. And it was literally stacked full of cocaine, and it crashed. The pilot and the co-pilot, I believe, both died in the crash. And the bear found the cocaine and literally got high off its ass and went on a rampage.
I've heard it's like a pretty good mixture of comedy, but also somewhat of a horror film. Because he
Okay.
does kill people in the film, I believe. but-
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe he did like actually kill hikers and stuff.
don't think he
he
did, though.
attacked a town. He didn't like attack a town or something like that. But I believe he like either killed rangers or hikers that were out in the mountains.
I wasn't sure about that part, but
I think.
Could you
Don't quote
imagine
me on
putting a
that.
couple bullets into this thing and it's still
Holy
running at
shit!
you?
Yeah, Jesus. It'd be insane.
But I had debated on going to see this movie, but like,
I want to see it. It's
I don't
gonna
know if
be
I
a
want
good
to.
movie. I'm not gonna like go see it in theaters. It's not
Yeah.
theater worthy if you ask me, but it's definitely
I'll
a
wait
movie
for
I
it to
will
come
see.
out on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, we'll wait for it to come out on Disney Plus because it's definitely coming out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's a Disney movie, dude.
See, the only
Cocaine Bear is a Disney princess.
It's actually the fourth movie of Brother Bear. It just doesn't say that.
I forgot about Brother Bear until you mentioned that.
Brother Bear is a very good movie.
There's
That was a
one
classic.
good Brother Bear movie, and the other two are.
The first, I've only seen the first.
They
I was
made
gonna say
more.
I've only seen the first.
It's just like the Aladdin movies and the whatchamacallit movies.
Yeah, people forget they made 3 Aladdin movies.
Yeah, they made 3 Aladdin movies.
I didn't know they made 3 Aladdin movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
they made 3 Aladdin movies.
Or- Was it 2?
No, they made 3. The
Well, they know how they
first
go. They
one-
went.
they released in theaters, did full release of everything. The second one, they did a small release in theaters, I believe in California, and it didn't test very well, so they just released it on VHS. And then the third one, they just released on VHS.
Because we have one of the sequels on VHS at home. I can't remember which one it is.
Do you still have it?
I'm pretty sure.
You know what we're doing?
You got
next
rid of a bunch of
podcast?
VHSs.
Did
It's
you
on
guys take
Disney
them?
Plus.
Is that
They're
Oh,
all 3 on
Did you
Disney
get rid of all
Plus.
of them?
I don't know how many we got rid of. I don't know.
Because all the ones you guys gave us, we got rid of.
We did have it.
No, but there's 3 Aladdin movies. There's quite a few Disney movies that are done like that. The Little Mermaid, they actually did like that too. They released like the sequels only on VHS. They didn't really release it in theaters as a full movie.
I was gonna say I miss VHS, but then I remembered you had to rewind them, so no, I don't.
It's also when you go back and watch them, you know why we moved on from VHS.
You also could like randomly just fuck up a VHS tape.
You do realize too, you can record over any VHS tape with a recorder.
That's how I
Yeah.
originally got my first 6 Star Wars movies.
Nice.
I remember I had one of them TVs that had the VHS tape at the bottom, and I would play all these VHS movies that I loved on there. And then one time randomly, I think it was like a Mickey Mouse movie or something, it just decided, yep, this is the day, and it just fucks the entire VHS up. Like it just starts taking all the tape and fucking
Flying it
shoving it
everywhere.
everywhere inside there, fucked it up. And after that, I was like, all right, not using that VHS player anymore. So we bought a VHS player to plug into my TV that has a VHS player.
They did that with quite a few movies. I'm trying to think what else. They did a lot of the early 2000s and late 90s movies like that.
Mm-hmm.
They did them dirty, if you ask me, for some of them.
I originally watched all of the Austin Powers movies on VHS. Still have them.
I thought you're.
Actually, no, I'm missing the second one. Never
Right.
mind.
I
You're
watched
right.
the first 5 Star Wars
I
movies
did have them all.
constantly on VHS because
Don't know what
actually
happened to the
never
second
came out
one.
on VHS.
Well, like I said, it was taped over. A
Yeah, I
VHS.
know, but number 3 never came out on VHS. Otherwise, that would be a part of my collection. I still have all 5 of those VHS tapes.
Mhm.
Well, we never got rid of any of ours.
Actually, so fun fact about Star Wars movies.
Oh,
It's actually, I think, quite interesting. So you know at the end of the 6th movie that Anakin comes back as a Force ghost.
Yeah.
In the newer ones, they edited to put
Hayden Christensen.
Right.
And then
I have a copy that has it
Yeah.
before.
yeah,
That's actually pretty cool.
Is that rare? Like,
Anymore, yes.
like
it
if
worth
you,
anything?
like if you go on Disney Plus, it's Hayden Christensen.
Like if you go
Basically-
buy a new disc set of the Star Wars movies, it's Hayden Christensen. You buy any new Star Wars, it's Hayden Christensen. You have to get it on VHS.
It's like any copy that was probably released before Revenge of the Sith probably has the original ending.
In between Attack of the Clones and after the Attack of the Clones, I believe they edited it.
Because he
But
has
even
long
before
hair
the Revenge of
in
the
the,
Sith.
so
Yeah,
because
he has the long hair,
in the
But I
one-
think it was like in between there they edited
Right.
it.
I have no idea.
is
when
there a
they did
reason
exactly.
why they did that?
Oh, George Lucas wanted
Um,
to change a lot of things.
So George Lucas more like rounded out the whole idea of Force Ghost being that you look like what you were the most good or the best time of your life. Like Obi-Wan or the closest to the light side, I guess I should say, or something like that. Because Obi-Wan and Yoda, when they died, they were at that point in time the closest to the light side. However, for Anakin, he was the closest to the light side when he was a Jedi Knight right before he fell.
I remember playing Lego Star Wars, and the Ghost characters were
They
like OP
cost
as
so
hell.
fucking
They were
much.
expensive, but they were OP
They're like
as hell.
250,000 fucking
Lego
Studs,
points, whatever the
like
fuck. Yeah, studs. There you go.
studs.
Well, we only have 4 studs, so how are we going to afford these things?
Is
I have a way to use that.
is he calling himself a stud?
I think he is.
Damn,
I
you know.
mean,
How do we tell him?
Hey. 4 studs.
oh, I forgot Baron was here.
Oh,
nice.
hey, there we
Nice.
go. Yeah.
I was just about to say, I think Alex got stud and STD confused for a second.
Wow.
I do have an STD. You?
You're welcome.
Oh no.
Muh.
I have STD. All I need is you.
Big Ma. This is Big Ma time.
Brendan, you want to hand me another beer, please?
I'm sure I can do that.
You're gonna need more than one.
The same?
Same
or-
thing, yes.
This is what happens when you wake me up from a nap right before an episode.
How about this? Don't take a fucking nap right before an episode.
I'm getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to take a nap before the episode.
Thank you, sir.
Ugh.
This makes me wonder if I still have Brother Bear on VHS.
Brother
Oh,
Bear.
fuck. I don't think I do.
I know.
Ever since I've seen that movie.
That mom and dad's place.
I still have my VCR. I know
That
I
movie
do.
made me cry when I was a kid.
I don't remember much of what happens in that movie.
Indian dude becomes bear to learn lesson. He adopts cub. Cub gets sad when Indian dude turns from bear to human again.
It's
Kind of an
like
odd
Brave.
premise.
It's kind of like Brave, except with Native Americans.
Instead
of
of
Scots.
Irish.
I forgot Brave existed too, to be honest.
But
Not a bad movie either, though. I
it
kind of
also came out kind of at a weird time for us.
Yeah,
Because we weren't like watching Disney movies
Brave
necessarily.
never became big.
No, it did.
I mean, like, but think about it. When you
Okay,
I think it was a hit.
Brave came out, and a year later, Frozen come out. Brave didn't have a chance to become big.
Is it really? Like in that order?
I was gonna say,
I know it wasn't long after Brave came out that Frozen came out.
I was
That's
just
a
gonna
tough
say, if
scene.
you ask somebody to name Disney princesses, I guarantee. Actually, I couldn't even name the girl.
I don't even know what her name is.
But you could name a bunch of other ones, couldn't you?
But yeah.
But you can't name
Yeah.
her.
It's Michelle Obama, goddammit.
Oh no. That
Yes,
was Princess and the
white
Frog.
and redhead
Ah.
Michelle Obama.
Not just white.
And she
kinda Pale.
talks like this.
If you could change your fate.
There you go.
I don't know why that also like kind of similar
Because they say
styling.
that so many times in that movie.
But no, the similar styling. But How to Train Your Dragon.
I love those movies. Those are good movies.
Those were good.
I only watched the first one, but I really liked it.
You gotta watch the next two. The next two are good.
I've seen bits and pieces of the following two, but
They
I
made
probably-
a stuffed version of like the small little dragons they have in those movies, and I wanted one so bad as a kid. I don't know why. That's like I craved to have a life size stuffed animal of the little dragons from How to Train Your Dragon, and my mom would not get me one, and it pissed me off so much.
Probably because it cost a couple $100.
I'm sure it'd be expensive.
Oh, what other good childhood movies were there?
childhood movies? Like, are you talking about the Disney ones, or what are you talking
Just
about?
How to Train Your Dragon's DreamWorks.
Just forgotten.
Oh, right.
And then since I brought up DreamWorks, everybody's gonna want to talk about
Shrek.
Shrek.
Yeah. He is love and life, so you know.
Yes, he
DreamWorks
is.
was on quite a bit of a roll there for a bit. Had Trek, isn't Over the Hedge one of those?
Over the
Yes.
Hedge, is
Kung Fu Panda.
DreamWorks.
Who made
What?
Open Season?
DreamWorks.
Probably DreamWorks. I'm sure Kung Fu Panda is not.
Kung Fu Panda is also DreamWorks.
I finally plugged in. I found a PS2 at work, and I finally put my Open Season video game
Nice.
in and played it for the first time. And man, it's nowhere near as good as I remember.
Yeah, it's every goddamn PlayStation 2 game.
Not everyone.
Madagascar?
There's certain ones I can go back and play.
What?
Madagascar DreamWorks?
Yes,
Yeah.
And then, who could forget the B movie?
B movie is also
Oh,
DreamWorks.
that's such a great movie.
I wonder if I still have the Madagascar video game
Ooh,
for PS2.
You
ooh.
probably do.
Chicken Little.
That is also DreamWorks.
That was-
I've actually
That-
watched that,
That was
within the
Disney.
last. I've watched that within the last year.
Is that a Pixar movie?
That was.
I
Pretty
thought
sure
that
it
was
was.
DreamWorks.
I'm
have
gonna
to
look,
look
it
it
I'll
up.
look it up.
I thought that was DreamWorks.
I have watched.
I didn't think
I
that
could
was
be
a
wrong,
Pixar
but
Chicken
I
Little.
think it's like Pixar, whatever.
I don't think because unless it's a straight up Disney movie, Disney himself has done a couple of animation movies, but
That's
normally
very
it's
possible.
Pixar.
That movie is single-handedly the only reason that I feel like the any people our age know the "It's the End
It's
of the World"
Walt
as we
Disney.
know it song.
It is Walt Disney.
Walt
It's not
Disney.
Pixar. It is Walt Disney.
It is.
It says American computer animated science fiction comedy film produced by Walt Disney Feature Animation and distributed by yada yada yada.
Okay,
My
so it
dad
was just
still-
a straight Disney movie. It
Yeah.
wasn't Pixar.
Fuck. But
Damn.
anyway, still a good movie. The
Yeah.
video game was also pretty fucking good with
Chicken
it.
Little video game.
Oh my god, it was great.
I did not
me and
know
my
that
cousin
existed.
played a shit ton of that on the Wii. It was good.
I'm jealous.
It was so fucking good.
You're gonna have to find a copy of that.
Dude, I think we still have it, honestly.
For
Nice.
what console?
PlayStation 2.
I can supply a couple of those.
Notice how
I
you
got a
said couple.
PlayStation yet.
I have 4 of those, so
When I move into my house, we're having an all-night gaming session.
Oh no.
Nothing
Uh,
but
no,
Chicken
I
Little.
have a
wait,
stack
wait,
of
wait,
PS2 games.
All
this fall.
night?
We could.
Or all weekend.
I
No,
gotta-
hey. If it is this weekend, Sav's going to be in Fort Wayne, so it could be all
Sounds like I'm
weekend.
living at the Brunswicks this weekend.
That's if we get to close before this weekend.
yeah.
I can bring Guitar Hero.
Oh my fuck! I will
I have
come
all 3.
everywhere.
I'll bring my computer and we could play some Mortuary Assistant as well.
Yeah, I have
But
all
here's
3.
the thing: I got to move my shit in first.
Mm,
What do you mean? We'd be happy with a TV and a floor.
we are men.
This is our gaming setup. TV's on the floor, consoles on the floor.
No, we'd be hanging that shit up. First of
We're
all.
sitting on the floor.
On the floor.
We have sleeping bags.
lawn chairs and coolers, boys.
I got some lawn chairs. You act like we wouldn't be entertained by an empty living room with just a TV
No, I
and some
know.
power.
I
No,
would play
know.
PS2 that way because it would bring you back to your roots. That's how you did it as a kid, right? I
If we
remember.
want to do it as a kid, we're gonna haul my dad's big ass fucking
Oh no.
big box
Oh,
TV
yeah.
from like the
Oh,
90s.
I remember that thing.
I remember putting a crack in that screen and my daddy whooped my ass.
That was expensive back then, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bringing it to a TV repair place.
Because we actually repaired TVs back then.
Yeah.
I remember talking to my dad about TVs. Like he had one they have one like this in the basement, like the TV we're using now. It's like it's not a flat screen. It's one of the early stages of flat screen. He's like, Alex, you know how much we paid for that TV when we first bought it? I'm like, I don't know, probably $3K. He's like, $4K. Now if I want this exact same TV, I can pay $500 for it,
And it weighs less
and it's
and
thinner,
is
and
better.
yes, insane.
my parents, I think, bought theirs for around $1,000 when they got theirs.
You
Their
can,
first flat screen.
you can buy an 86-inch TV for $1,000 right now.
Yeah, think
Or
about
less.
that. They have like a 45, 50-inch.
A normal size TV is
Yeah.
like $300.
Yeah, and it's a cheap,
Unreal.
smart TV.
You don't know something? The one that I'm about to hang up in my house cost me $50 fucking dollars.
Whoa!
I'm sure you're going to hang up some free ones as well.
There has been
I have
people-
4 TVs right now, so I have plenty of
Hey, you're
places.
talking to the kings of TVs over here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Even though I no longer work at the recycling center.
Hey, I still only paid for 1 or 2. I paid for 2.
Yeah.
Bought 1 brand new. One of them.
I've never purchased a TV.
I have purchased 2 TVs. Both of them cost me $300.
Well, it was also. I also purchased the TV before I really had a job. I was just saving up money from like birthday, Christmas, stuff like that.
Because I think the first TV I bought was that little 19-inch one that we were playing on Pokemon on for a while that I had
Mhm.
for a monitor. Paid $300 for that when I was 16. And then I think that the second one I bought was when that one that's literally hanging in my living room now, and I bought that when I was 20, and I paid $300 for that.
The difference is amazing.
Yes.
It's gotten funny. Like TV prices are so low nowadays that people will use a TV for a couple years, and when they don't want them anymore, instead of selling them to someone else, they're like, "No, I'll just go to the scrapyard and pay 12 cents a pound to get rid of it."
I need to go in on some Saturday and find some cool shit.
Just funny that people will do that because I'd be like, you can't it feels weird to outright ask somebody, does it work? So you're just like, so you give up on watching TV, or like, weird things
Oh
like
no,
that.
I always flat out, does it work? And he's like, I don't know, or yeah, it does. I'm like, I tell you what, I won't charge you anything for this, and I'm going to take it to my car.
A couple years ago, this was actually probably 10 years ago, there was a guy that got rid of one. He's like, yeah, the screen, it doesn't work anymore. We don't know why. Well, one of the guys I work with found out it was because somebody got into the settings and turned the brightness all the way down.
Solid.
So he got a free TV, and that was back when like people weren't throwing away flat screens. That was not a thing. People didn't do that.
Nowadays, you go work at the recycling center for a week and a half, you can get yourself a free TV.
How many people get rid of the old fat TVs and are like, still works if anybody wants it, and be like,
Get that shit out of here.
nobody wants it. That's the thing. That's why you're getting rid of it here. People
Tommy,
try-
throw me the sledgehammer. I'm gonna have some fun with this thing.
Me and Dad literally laugh when we're at like garage sales and we'll see some people selling big TVs for like $1, and it's like nobody's gonna buy it because they're just gonna have to pay to get rid of it. Nobody wants the fuckers.
And they're going to have to pay a lot to get rid of it, too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
People just don't want to pay to get rid of them. That's what it is.
That's when you just find a ditch, right?
Oh, honestly, those speakers that are in my garage, I'm debating at some point just showing at the recycling center, putting them down, and driving away.
It ain't that bad. There's nothing wrong with them. Well, maybe not.
I have
guess.
not used them, and they've been sitting in my garage
Test
for
them
2
out.
years. You find the equipment.
I know a guy.
My uncle lit one of those big ass TVs on fire.
Why?
For shits and gigs.
It didn't work anymore. This one literally did not work anymore.
So we just.
So they just burned it. One like that one you were talking about before. That
Mhm.
big
Big
ass one.
fat one.
Oh yeah, the dinosaur thing.
Did you
Yes.
know that those TVs? It depends on the brand, but you can take like the main lens part, the plastic part, and turn them into like giant magnifying glasses that will literally light things on fire.
They'll melt rock.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kick ass.
Wow.
Watch up.
I
I
tried
think
to
they call them
say-
like solar scorchers. They call them or something like that. Look them up on YouTube.
I know we've had one of those big TVs come in the recycling center and roll off once, and I tried to save it and I couldn't.
I've debated a couple times like saving one of them sheets and just.
You saying that you're just gonna drop your speakers off and just drive away? I'm gonna do that with my dad's big ass TV. The thing that weighs 100 pounds.
I will not condone that, but I will listen to the people bitch about it.
Who the hell?
I'm gonna park it down the road and just push it because it has wheels. I'll push
Oh,
it.
no.
I'll wear a mask so they can't catch my license plate or nothing.
The one that gets
Great.
me is we have on our trash cans, it literally says no styrofoam on the trash can. So people just like set it in front of the trash can instead of putting it in it. Or they'll, like the other day, the trash can says no styrofoam, but in the back of that bay, there's a spare like barrel that we don't use for anything that we're just kind of storing back there. Somebody figured, well, that one doesn't say no styrofoam on it, so I'll get rid of it there, I guess. Build that bitch full.
Mm.
Remember that one time? I'm gonna say his nickname and hope it's okay. But Bruiser came to work,
Oh,
Oh,
it's
that'll be
fine.
all right nickname.
and and that was back when I hadn't talked to him in a while, like shortly after we graduated. And he asked me, he had like a couple little styrofoam containers from like when you get food places. He was like, it says no styrofoam. I'm like, can I get rid of it? And I was like, don't worry about it. Just throw it in there. And he was just like, are you going to get in trouble? I was just like, no. Like, people don't understand. The only reason we do that is so that people aren't, usually styrofoam's not small. They usually fill the entire fucking trash can with their thing they bought their brand new TV in.
And they bring the whole box in with all the styrofoam, and then they wait till they get there to pull the styrofoam out of the box and get rid of it.
They fucking chuck the whole thing in the trash can. And then we have to empty the trash can 5 times a day because there's 2 pounds of styrofoam in the trash can that weighs nothing. It's huge. He thought I was going to get in trouble, though, for telling him just like, don't worry about it. Get rid of them couple pieces.
Styrofoam burns easily, and it melts fast.
Napalm.
Yeah, you can use that to make make napalm. Yeah,
We are not going to describe how to make it on this podcast, but you can make napalm out of styrofoam.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you
mustard
guys
gas?
afterwards, but I ain't saying it on the podcast.
How about mustard gas?
no.
No.
Okay.
Oh, come on. We can find the ingredients in this house.
Were you the one I was talking to that didn't know? I had to explain to Alex how to make mustard gas at work because he didn't know the
No,
King
you
of the Hill
explained it to me
reference.
here.
Oh.
We were cleaning up the bowling ball.
Yes. Is that what yeah. So literally,
I explained it to somebody at work too. So
You might have explained it to me twice, too. I don't know. I'm pretty dumb.
if you guys are curious, it's on King of the Hill. So
I'm not
That's
gonna say
all
any
the
further.
information we'll give you.
I mean, those are like readily available online if you really wanted to, but
Yes, but we cannot give out that
No, definitely not.
information.
yeah, that's the
I
thing.
think Cam in chemistry class told the teacher, he's like, hey, teach, I'm going to go mix some mustard gas. As he holds a container of one of the ingredients, and he's like, Cam.
there's also the same guy that said, "I literally have all the ingredients to make meth."
He did say that.
Yeah.
I remember him. He told the story of there was something that. So there was a certain like metal that reacts really volatilely with water.
Oh.
And like it would get to the point where they used to do experiments where they did it one time. It kind of got out of hand where they had it on the desk and they used a squirt container and they squirted it with water and it actually reacted more than they thought. And he could actually show you the spot on the like the black desk where it had like
Burst
fucked
into
up the
flame.
desk and like it like popped as well. It was like a mini explosion and some flame and they like don't do it again. But what had happened, I guess, there was some kind of they changed the laws a bunch because some kid must have got like crushed by a freaking lunch table.
It's Jared's Law, I think, something like that.
But then that's when they started like cracking down on a lot of shit in schools. And so like half the shit they used to use in chemistry class they can't use anymore because it's dangerous.
Yes, but he still has it sitting in that back closet.
Well, not all of those things. Like
He probably has a lot of them back there still.
he was talking about some of the ones he couldn't buy anymore and like, yeah, we used to do this with this because now you can't buy that. That's dangerous.
Ever talk about the zinc in the sink on this pod?
Oh, I don't know about in the pod, but you got to tell it now.
So we were doing some sort of experiment with how water reacted to different things about like what Brady was just talking about. And one of the teacher's big things was don't put zinc in the sink because zinc is something that reacts negatively, I'll say. with
I'm just
water.
not sure how that works because
So-
we get all kinds of zinc metal into work. I
I
don't know if
think-
it's like pure zinc or
It's
what
different
it is.
forms of zinc.
I think it's probably also the fact that it's a stainless steel sink and copper lines that might come into effect with that sort of stuff.
There are a few different things,
Yeah, there's
But-
a lot of variables there. It's hard to say that it's just the zinc that's acting with the water.
but his big thing, he always told us there was probably something else to it as well, was that don't drop zinc down the sink.
Yeah.
It reacts with water, and that's bad. Don't do. So, we were in groups, and one of our guys did. He's just like, let's just do it. Let's just drop zinc down the sink. He just like a little bit. Oop, just dropped it
Because
down.
it came in little like rolls.
Yeah. And we kind of broke off pieces to experiment with. So we already had a few pieces, and then he just took another. Boop. Took another. Boop. Another, please. Boop. He dropped like 4 or 5 pieces of zinc down the sink. And well, let's run some water. Let's see. So we ran some water. And at first nothing happened. So we're just like, okay, whatever. All of a sudden then we hear, oh. What? Oh. What on earth was it? Oh, and then all of a sudden you see the smoke just start coming out of the drain. We're like, oh my god, we're just trying to swipe this shit out of here. Like, oh my gosh, get out of here. No more zinc in the sink. So this was like 6th period, and 7th period rolls by, whatever. 8th period. Cam was one of the guys that's in there in 7th period, and I shared a class with him and a couple of those guys in 8th period, and they were talking about how they were in chemistry or whatever, and they ran some water down this one sink, and just smoke started coming out of the sink. I'm like, I know nothing about that.
Imagine how messed up that would be if you just turned the sink water on and started smoking.
How can a sink catch on fire?
The sink's on fire.
And then the more water you add, the worse it gets.
I mean, eventually it'll go away, but I'm sure that it took a little bit of
So
time.
what do you do? Do you just let that bitch ride and just let the faucet on and just let it go?
No.
I wouldn't think so because that's generating a decent amount of heat if it's creating
Yeah.
smoke.
I would probably
Come
run
on,
it
we'll
a
use
little bit at
cool
a
water.
time.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, that works.
It's not like those things get used a whole lot, so you probably just run it a little bit at a time,
It'll go away.
and eventually it'll go away.
I can't find on here why like the zinc that we get in at work doesn't react with water. Like the zinc that they use to make shit. But like the zinc that you get in chemistry class does. I can't find anything on here that tells me why that is.
It's probably
Well,
just like the
it's-
pure form or something.
Because like ironically, a lot of handles of like faucets they get
Or made
wet,
of zinc.
are made of zinc.
I imagine it's probably just some pure form of zinc, probably, because
That
chlorine
or-
as itself is very volatile with water. We put that stuff in pools. So it's a different form of chlorine that
I
gets put in
imagine,
water.
or it could be too, is that what we're dealing with is zinc ore in class, where that's actually smelted zinc.
That's possible.
Because nobody on here mentioned anything about like zinc metal. You'd be amazed the amount of shit's made out of zinc.
A lot of shit's made
Right.
out of zinc, and it's a lot of it's plumbing. Like a lot of
Yeah,
it's
it's weird.
plumbing.
Lumbium.
A lot of the
That's
stuff that you
lead.
would usually think is brass is just brass coated zinc.
Zinc coated brass.
No, brass coated zinc,
Yeah,
the main
zinc that's
part is
coated in
zinc.
brass.
coated in brass.
Oh, yeah. I had that backwards.
Like pennies. Pennies are just
Oh, yeah.
copper coated zinc nowadays.
You guys want to have a penny swallowing contest?
See who can
pennies.
see who can puff up the most smoke.
It's like that
No.
episode of
no.
Family Guy where Peter tries to beat the world record for swallowing the most coins. And then for whatever reason, somehow he goes blind because of it. I can't remember what it is.
Oh yeah, I remember that. now.
It's
But then his
copper-
sight comes back eventually. And he keeps
copper.
faking being blind because he likes the attention of being blind. I remember this distinct scene where he walks into the women's restroom and opens a stall, and the lady screams and he goes, "It's okay, I'm blind." "Oh, okay." Goes to the next one, opens it up, screams, "It's okay, I'm blind." "Oh, okay." Walks into the third stall. "It's okay, I'm blind." She's like, "Oh, let me show you how things work down here." And it's like at the end of the scene. I don't know why that episode like stays in my mind.
The one that stays in my mind constantly is the episode where he gets a stroke and he's in a river for some reason and there's a rowing team and the guy's going stroke, stroke, stroke.
remember that.
Stop mocking me.
Half his face is drooping down.
Oh, no.
And then he sings "It's the End of the World" as he has a stroke.
Oh, I used to watch way too much of that show.
Me too. I turn it on for background noise if I'm
Yep.
playing any video game now.
I remember watching it as a kid at like 2 a.m, playing with Legos. Don't remember how old I was. But then I was probably a couple years ago. My mom and me were like watching TV, and Family Guy comes on, and they're getting like overly violent. And mom was just like, "I'm really not sure why I let you watch this as a kid." I was like, "It's not probably because you didn't let me. I just kind of did." Like, what else was I gonna watch at 2 a.m? Adult Swim was the only thing on Cartoon
I was
Network.
gonna say the only way you could filter what your kid watches when we were younger is you had to fucking stay up and tell him not to watch it.
His family put freaking parental controls on the TV. Ours didn't have that though, so.
I think with Dish you had to pay more. So my parents never did that shit.
Nope. I remember, like, when I was younger, my mom put parental controls on my DSi. Well, then a couple years ago, I wanted to use like some of the online functions, and I found out that the password was just a common password my mom used for everything that I would have known as a kid. Just never tried it.
Solid.
Or like that time I found a 3DS at work, and it had parental controls on it as well. Obviously, I wasn't gonna be able to guess the parental control password. Well, I had to call Nintendo like help center and give them the like serial number of my DSi, and somehow they were able to get rid of that. But I had to like prove that I was over 18 years old and like different things like that. I just told them I bought it at a garage sale.
Fair enough.
Solid. My parents didn't put any sort of parental controls on us.
That was the only time she ever did.
My dad was like, I'd rather him find out about the birds and the bees from something else.
So I don't.
I don't want to talk to him about it.
The only way I got to be able to play M-rated video games was my mom bought me a PSP at a garage sale, and I was so excited about it. And then I found out that I'd only had like 1 or 2 games that I could play out of the ones that came with it that weren't M-rated. And I just kind of was like, sure wish I could play all these new games I got. And I just kept complaining, and mom's like, fine, just fucking play them.
You just fucking gaslit your mom into letting you play M-rated
And the
video games.
first M-rated video game I ever played, GTA Vice City Stories.
My first was Vice City.
On PSP. It was so much fun. I played it until I went to bed, and then went to school the next morning, and all I did was think about when I got home, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get to that PSP. Like, I was pumped. So much fun.
So whenever we had our PlayStation, Dad bought 2 GTA games and NASCAR. Because my dad's a big NASCAR guy.
Gotta have NASCAR.
And we always, like, Dad always snuck GTA to us to let us play. And then Mom would always find out, and she's like, how did you guys get these games? And we're like, I don't know, we just found them. And then she'd get all pissed off, and then Dad would have to find a new hiding spot, even though we just go to the same spot, and there it was. He never checked.
My mom was super strict about that. I remember going to like family get-togethers with my cousins, and they'd be playing like the newest Call of Duty or something. Like, at the time, it was like, you know, the early Call of Duties, like
World at
PS2
War,
level
stuff like that.
Before that, even. We're talking like PS2 level stuff.
Yeah.
World at War was not PS2.
That was PS3 and Xbox 360.
What game am I thinking of? No, there was.
They had
it
ones
was
that
like
were in-
Call to Arms, maybe.
I think that was one.
Because
Medal
I
of
remember
Honor.
playing.
Are you thinking of Medal of Honor?
Yeah. Okay.
But they, I remember like, I was not even playing. I'm just watching this video game. Well, there's no blood. It may not have been in Call of Duty, but there was no blood. There was just 2 guys with a gun. All they're doing is shooting at each other. It was very primitive. I didn't even think much about it. My mom walks in the room and sees me watching this, and all of my cousins are in here. I'm all of us. He runs over and like grabs me by the literal ear and drags me out of the room and like yells at me, and I was the only one not allowed to hang out with my cousins. I had to sit with the adults. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Talk about a buzzkill.
I was pissed.
Yep.
When I was a kid, the only time I got to play M-rated games is when I went to your house. So
And that was like after I was finally allowed to do it.
yeah, my first M-rated game was San Andreas. So
How old were you when you
Ooh.
played your first M-rated game?
Man, it probably was actually like at that age, I thought like I should have been playing M-rated games years ago. But like now that I think about it, I was probably pretty young.
you're like 10, if that.
I was probably older than that.
I was in the fourth.
I don't think so.
I only had a couple M-rated games for the PS2.
I'll just go fuck myself. I don't give a shit anymore.
How old were you?
I was in the 4th grade when parents bought us Black Ops 1.
How old would that make you?
9 or 10.
Somewhere around
I would say
there.
you're probably earlier than I was.
I remember I was early because I remember when you'd come over, you'd be pumped to play our M-rated games.
I had the only PS2 game I had that was M-rated, like until after the fact. I got San Andreas, but was this game called Black. It was like known as being like the really good shooter for PS2. But I got that I think after I had a PS3 already. So trying to think of like around what era it would be.
Did I ever tell you about the story of me trying to buy South Park: The Stick of Truth?
Oh,
You
I-
told me, but I don't think you told on the podcast.
So it was me, my 2 brothers, and my mom went to GameStop. And we were all allowed to pick out one video game apiece. And I was watching South Park: The Stick of Truth on YouTube. I was like, that's a really fun game. I'm gonna play it. The fucking nerd behind the counter told my mom what it was all about, and she fucking cock blocked me. I was like, are you shitting me? And so the next day, I asked for Dad's credit card, and I bought it on the Xbox.
So I remember one time when I was younger, I think it was probably 8th grade year because we had like a last day of school party, so it's like 7th or 8th grade. My mom let me play M-rated games, but there were certain things that she did not appreciate. Well, this kid here,
You know, Skags.
Okay, Scott.
okay, it was the day after, and my mom was bringing everybody home. We had played GTA 5 at the time. And he was talking about stuff he was doing, and he was like, "Yeah, I walked out of the strip club, and then I did this." And my mom was like, "Hold on, strip club?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, you've made a mistake." And I was like, "It's not really a strip club; it's more of like a bar in the game." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I don't know if she believed it or if she just went on with her day. I don't know.
I just remember that day we tried to tip your mom's van.
We did. That was that day. Yeah. They decided when she would turn, we all just kind of shove ourselves into one side. And
The opposite side
were you
of what
there
she
for
was
that?
turning.
I might have been. I'm not sure.
I remember
I was
that.
not.
I don't remember who was all like different years. I
That
had
was
a couple
like-
different people.
That was like the crowd that we refused to hang out with
What
after
year would you
that.
guys have been in when this happened?
Oh, we were young.
7th or 8th grade year.
Yeah.
I only had them like 6th, 7th, 8th grade probably, and that was about it.
I probably would have been there then.
The thing is, I don't know if like sometimes you would stay later because you were just special and different like that.
I'm special.
I remember trying to tip your mom's van. I thought that was hilarious.
We're all special in our own little way, Brennan.
Except the Gronk commercial.
Oh,
the
that
I'm special
kid.
guy.
We're gonna bring up a kid I haven't talked about in a while.
I don't
Um,
think I've heard his
Can I
name.
take
in
a
a while.
guess before you?
Yeah,
Is it RR?
No.
Okay. Or RK, I mean.
I know who you were talking about actually, which is
Ooh.
weird.
Yeah.
It would have been the same year he was there as well. But during our last day of school party, it was the day before like we were gonna have the last day of school party, last day of school. And that morning at lunch we had pizza. And he was like, I want to get an extra pizza so bad, but I don't have any lunch money. And he was trying to get everybody to buy him one. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying you pizza. And he was like, if you buy me a pizza, I'll give you a PS2 game. Tonight when we go to the last day of school party, I was like, you serious? And he goes, yeah. I was willing to take a chance. It's only $1 of not even my money. What was I going to worry about, you know? Like, hell fucking yeah, I'll do that. He gave me Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, which ended up being like one of my favorite PS2 games of all time. I played the shit out of it. So that like 98 cents it cost me to give him the extra $1 or the extra pizza that I didn't even pay for. Way worth it. He appreciated it. He loved it so much. Like he was like, fuck yeah, I want this piece of pizza. And I was like, fuck yeah, I want this video game.
I also think he was very much not like us and very much not much into
You
it.
want to know something?
Yeah.
I'd put money that was his brother's video game too.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. He probably stole it from somebody.
Yeah.
He was a tough guy.
You got that off the black market, Brady.
Hey, I'll play it. Whatever. I don't care. I still got it.
It
The game was good.
no longer is.
The game's good. I'd rather play Skate than Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but yeah. Or if I had to go back and play one, I'd probably go back and play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Have you seen the TikToks of people playing Skate 3 and they're creating their players to look like Jesus?
Yeah.
Fucking love that.
Those videos are fucking hilarious.
Everybody always talks about GTA 5 being like the super old game that people still play. People still religiously play, including myself, Skate 3. Because it never came out with Skate 4.
Skate XL is apparently like the.
Well, it's not made by the
no,
same company,
but apparently it's like the next gen skating game.
And people, like the company that originally made Skate 1, 2, and 3 doesn't exist anymore. It was like produced by EA. But I can't remember the name of the actual company, but they've
Was it
been...
Obsidian?
No.
Okay.
But they've been like they've went out of business. So EA's talked about getting another company of like some of the people that might have still been part of it to make a Skate 4. But I don't think it's ever been like officially.
That's like hoping for a Portal 3 or a Half-Life 3, Brady. It's never gonna
If
happen.
Portal 3 comes out, I will play it. So help me. Portal 2 is one of them games where like I probably won't play it ever again, but I enjoyed the shit out of when I did it.
I still love Portal 2. I'll go back and play Portal 2 all the time.
I don't know why, but I'm just not as smart as I used to be, I guess.
I think we just need to have a nostalgia gaming night.
Agreed.
I'll bring over my PlayStation 2 and an entire box of games if you want to.
Brennan, do you still got your Wii?
We should.
You still have your Lego games?
Well, I would assume we do.
Okay.
I do if he doesn't. So I think I had
I can
some
steal
of the
some
same
stuff from
ones.
mom and dad too, if you really want me to.
You got to get the Wii that has Pokemon. Rumble on
I
it.
just gotta get the. I'll probably do that this. Remind me this weekend. Actually, no, this weekend. If we're not helping Aaron move in, or we're doing before then, Saturday, me and you are gonna go to Walmart. We're gonna get a SIM card, and I'm gonna go copy Pokemon Rumble off that Wii.
Pokemon Rumble was the shit, but you could only get it on the Wii store, which doesn't exist anymore.
So you
So
can
if
no
you
longer
don't
get
have
it.
a Wii with Pokemon Rumble on it,
You
you
can't
can't
get
get
it.
one.
So a wheel with that could go for a lot of money. is
His
what I'm
parents
hearing.
had it.
I had it.
Well, yeah,
I
loved
put it
the
on
shit.
there.
I only
paid
played it at
for
his house because we never had it.
I paid for that shit. That's
I love
mine.
that game.
Meaning he gave his dad $20 and borrowed his credit card.
No,
and if you
I
can't get that to work, you should just take the Wii that you have here home and then
Switch them
swap
out.
them out. I think Dad would know because he still plays Mario Kart Wii on there every once in a while, and he has his account. And I think the only thing he does not have unlocked on there is Dry Bowser. He's been wanting to unlock that for a long time, but he can never get the time to like actually sit down and do it.
I don't see your dad playing video games.
Dad plays the shit
Mario
out of
Kart, I
Mario
believe.
Are you
Kart.
kidding me?
He used to play a ton. I got my love for Warcraft from my dad.
No shit.
Really?
Me and my dad when I was granted this is a teen rated game. I think I was 8 or 9. He played that almost religiously, and I played it with him.
Wow.
how do you think he acquired his Sega Genesis?
Yeah,
No, I mean, like, I see your dad as like a younger person playing video games.
my dad bought the Sega Genesis after him and mom were married.
But when did they get married? How old was he?
26.
Okay, but he isn't 50 something.
He is 50.
I just don't see a 50-year-old man playing Mario Kart on the Wii that often.
My parents got their Sega Genesis as a wedding gift.
Also, I bet I could kick his ass.
I don't know. He's pretty damn good. There used to be times when like all 6 of us would have like a Mario Kart Wii night.
I always imagine your mom coming in dead last every time.
No,
I believe that.
You just said his name, by the way.
I did. No, but he would always come in last. He still does. Like all the time.
Just trash at video games.
I
It-
remember
it's-
my parents would always say that like, yeah, we got this Nintendo up in the cupboard. that we never played. We got it as a wedding gift, and I was like always begging them to get it down, and they were like, "Yeah, maybe sometime, whenever we get it down." It's a fucking Sega Genesis.
I want a Sega Genesis here so bad. I
They
would
did the
love
old
one,
people thing and called it a Nintendo
Nintendo.
for years.
because all game consoles are a Nintendo.
I might have to bring it over. I have one of the Sega Genesis classics.
Okay, do you have the 6-pack?
What do you mean?
There is literally a cartridge called the 6-pack and it has 6 games on there.
Well, then the Sega or the Genesis Classic comes with games on it. but
Oh
then
no,
you
that's
can,
not the same. We're not playing that.
well, you can also put the standard.
He
You
said,
can
"Go fuck
play the
yourself."
original
Yeah.
cartridges on it as well, though. What are you? I'm confused. Are you liking this or not?
No,
Mm,
I have the original Sega Genesis. You just can't have it.
I'm not saying I can have it. You saying I can have this other thing?
Possibly, yeah. That's kind of what I was implying there. Am I
Oh.
bringing it over?
Well, you bring over your PS4 every once in a while. You don't let me have
Well, yeah.
that.
That's a given, but
You bring over.
the fact that I already have a Sega Genesis,
You bring over Wii Sports Resorts. You don't let me have that.
I'm definitely not doing that. That was expensive.
yeah.
Oh, how much are these going for now?
Genesis Classics?
No,
Oh,
those
Sega
things.
Genesis.
I want a Sega Genesis. You know, the one where you actually have to plug it into your farmer TV cable?
Yeah, my Super Nintendo has to do that. Oh, we still need to. I need to bring over my Super Nintendo. We got to play the original Mario Kart.
Mm.
You're not gonna like it. Everything's 2D except for yourself, your character. So like figuring out what's the wall and what's not's kind of difficult sometimes.
That's right. I remember that one.
Like as a kid, I played it as my aunt's house, and thought it was the coolest thing ever. And nowadays, go back and play it. This controls like shit. Wow, this is fucking bad. Especially being that one of the levels is it's in the Wii game as well, but the one with all the booze that are flowing around. I can't remember what it's called. But you run into the walls and the blocks fall off,
I think it's Boo's Castle.
possibly. But that one is in that game, but you can't tell where the wall's at. But you also can't tell where there's not a wall, so it's really hard to tell when you just fall off the map.
Gotta love classic video games.
Oh yeah. The only reason I still keep that Super Nintendo around really is because I've got the Super Game Boy, and I can plug that in and then plug Pokemon Silver into it and play Pokemon Silver on the TV.
Yeah.
I love that. The only reason I bought Pokemon Silver, I didn't have it beforehand, but you can only play you can't play Pokemon Color games on it. It's only the original, or not. You only play Game Boy. You can't play Game Boy Color games. It's only the original Game Boy games.
Yeah. The big ass cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Game Boy Color games you can play in your Game Boy Advance?
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was cool. Just like the Game Boy Advance games that you could play in your DS when you first got that.
But you can't play Game Boy Color or original Game Boy in the DS.
Nope.
Because I found that out trying to transfer my Pokemon from Pokemon Crystal over to the newer games on. I tried to do it on his DS. We couldn't get the cartridge to go
Nope, doesn't work.
in.
Nope.
Stupid.
I remember we used to go to my neighbor's house whenever my mom was still on the squad and she had a squad run. Her son always had the original Game Boy. He had like all the original Pokemon games. If we bring our Game Boy Advance over, and we just delete all his saved files and start new ones.
Oh no.
We were brutal kids.
That's messed up.
That is bad. I feel sorry for this kid now.
I think he was in college and moved away or something.
Oh,
at the
okay.
time.
Still, I feel bad for this kid now. If you would go back and overwrite my Ruby, I'd be upset right now.
Oh yeah, because that's the OG.
I did find out, it kind of is annoying, but the original Game Boy games and some of the Game Boy Color games, they originally designed them having in mind that nobody would play them longer than, like 5 years. So they have a saved battery for saving that
Mhm.
only lasts 15 years.
Yeah.
Here we are 20 odd years later and people are still playing the crap out of them.
So it just randomly runs out of battery, and your save is gone. My Pokemon Crystal save from years ago doesn't exist anymore. And I didn't know why I couldn't save, and I had to figure that out. So I had to like take the cartridge apart, which it needs a proprietary game bit screwdriver, which I had to buy, and then you have to buy a little battery and unsolder it and resolder it back on. I did that for my Pokemon Crystal, and then when I bought Silver version, I bought one that was specifically already had the battery swapped on it because I didn't want to do it again. It's nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet.
Because I'm like, fuck, if I fuck this up, this is like my favorite childhood game just fucked.
Yeah.
Mm.
And of course, the Crystal is the clear cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
So if I make any mistakes or like
You
fuck
can
anything
see
up,
right
you can
through
see
it.
right through it.
Well, I think it's almost Alex's bedtime.
Oh, it is way past my bedtime.
Bitch. You took a nap, you're good.
Yeah.
Mr. Bossman, you want to plug the socials before we head out
Oh,
here?
sure. Before I go back to nighty night, you can find us on Twitter, TikTok, and what is the third one? Oh, Instagram as BL Hooligans. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Twitch as Borderline Hooligans. As always, if you're curious about a social media platform, just sneeze really loudly and we'll come find you.
I was gonna move it away from the mic. I'm like, fuck it, I interrupt him.
Lean into it.
Lean on him.
Well, on that note, boys. Bye.
Bye.
Brady's a cunt.
Don't put zinc down the sink.